Have you ever looked at someone you love, maybe your mom, your dad, your uncle, your spouse, and thought, they just don't seem as strong as they used to? Maybe it started small, struggling to open a jar, skipping a walk they used to enjoy, needing help to get up from a chair. And then one day, you realize they're shrinking, not just in size but in spirit. You see them wobble on stairs that were once no big deal. You hear them say, "I'm just tired today," but it's the 5th day in a row. And deep down, a part of you whispers something no one wants to say out loud. Are they fading? If that hits home, you're not alone. Muscle loss after 60 is real. It's silent. It sneaks up on you. And it doesn't just make your arms thinner, it steals your independence. It robs you of balance, confidence, and even your dignity. But here's the part no one talks about. It's not just aging. It's preventable and sometimes reversible. And no, I'm not here to sell you a supplement or some miracle powder. I'm talking about real food. Something you can find in the market. Something affordable, natural, and, believe it or not, more protein-packed than eggs. Yes, more than eggs. By the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly what that food is, how it helps, and how to start using it right now, whether you're 60, 70, or even 85. Because strength doesn't have to fade. Energy doesn't have to disappear. And growing older doesn't have to mean growing weaker. So, backhand index pointing right if you're ready to fight back against frailty. Backhand index pointing right if you want to reclaim your strength, or help someone you love do the same. Comment below, strength after 60. Let me know you're with me. Let me know you care. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe to Thriving Oldies, because here, every video is made with you in mind. With love, with truth, and with one goal, to help you age with strength, grace, and dignity. Now let's get into it. Let me tell you about Mr. James. He was 72, and if you saw him, you'd think he was younger. Always had a joke, always had a story. Every Sunday, like clockwork, he'd race his grandkids across the yard, laughing, sweating, full of life. Then one Sunday, something changed. He bent down to pick up his youngest grandson, just a little boy, all smiles, and he couldn't do it. He winced. His arms trembled. And for the first time, he looked afraid. That night, he didn't say much. Just stared at the ceiling. His daughter noticed. His wife noticed. But no one knew what to call it. It wasn't pain. It wasn't illness. It was something quieter, sneakier. It was sarcopenia. Now, that word might sound big, but its effect is simple and devastating. Sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass. And it doesn't show up overnight like a fever or a rash. It creeps in like a whisper. You don't wake up and say, "Today I lost muscle." You just notice that stairs feel steeper, that lifting groceries is harder, that carrying your grandchild feels like hauling a bag of bricks. And here's what the science tells us. Sarcopenia can begin as early as your 50s, and by the time you hit 60, it's in full swing. If left unchecked, you could be losing up to 8% of your muscle every single decade. That's not just about looking frail. That's about losing mobility, balance, and even the will to move. But here's the heartbreaking part. Most people think it's normal. They say, "I'm just getting old." They accept it. They give in. They sit more, move less, and the cycle speeds up. But that's the biggest lie aging ever told us. It's not just age. It's nutrition. It's inactivity. It's not knowing what your body needs. And if you don't feed your muscles the right kind of protein, they'll wither. Not in a day, not in a week, but slowly, surely, silently. That's why it's so important to spot the signs early. Is it taking longer to get out of a chair? Do your legs feel tired after just a short walk? Are your arms feeling weaker even though you haven't been sick? These are not small things. They're warnings. They're your body's way of saying, "I need better fuel." And here's the beautiful truth. You can stop it. You can turn it around. You can build strength again. Not with pills. Not with gimmicks. But with food. Real food. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about a protein-rich, nutrient-dense, muscle-saving food that does more than just compete with eggs. It actually beats them. Coming up next, the unsung hero in your kitchen drawer that can reignite your strength, one meal at a time. Now, let me tell you about Martha. She's 68. Sharp mind, warm smile. Spends her mornings listening to gospel radio while watering her flowers. Every morning, same routine, boiled eggs and tea. That's what her doctor told her was good protein. And for years, she believed it. But one day, she sighed and said to her daughter, "If I see one more egg on my plate, I might just lose my appetite for good." Her daughter smiled and said, "Mom, I think it's time to try something new. Something better." That something was smooth, creamy, and a beautiful shade of green. And within just 2 weeks, Martha noticed the difference. Her knees didn't ache as much when she stood. She could carry her groceries without stopping halfway. And the best part? She felt full, but light. Energized, not bloated. Now, here's what most people don't realize. This food, though simple, is richer in protein than eggs. It's gentler on aging stomachs. And it naturally reduces inflammation. Let me be clear, it's not meat. It's not yogurt. It's not tofu. And no, it's not beans. It's something that sits quietly in your kitchen, often ignored, often underestimated, but packed with more power than you think. See, per 100 grams, eggs give you about 6 grams of protein. But this humble food? It delivers up to 10 grams. That's 4 extra grams your muscles are silently begging for. And beyond protein, it contains leucine. That's an amino acid that acts like a green light for muscle repair. Without leucine, your body can't build or maintain lean muscle mass, no matter how much protein you eat. Now here's the twist. Most seniors are told to get their protein from animal products. But here's the problem. As you age, your digestion changes. Your stomach acid lowers. Your body becomes less efficient at breaking down heavy proteins like beef, chicken, and yes, even eggs. That's where this unsung hero shines. It's easier to digest. It causes fewer gut issues. And it helps keep your joints, your heart, and your muscles happy all at once. But here's the mistake most folks make. They either don't eat it at all, or they eat too little too late. One small spoon on toast won't cut it. To really feel the benefits, add it to breakfast or lunch when your body is most active. And if you're doing any light stretching or resistance exercises, even better. That's when your muscles soak up protein like a sponge. Blend it into a smoothie. Mash it on whole grain toast. Add a scoop to your salad. The options are endless, and the benefits? Even more so. Now, don't worry, I'll reveal the name of this food in a bit. But first, let's talk about something most people completely forget when it comes to building strength after 60. Because you could eat the perfect protein, but if your body isn't absorbing it, it's like pouring water into a leaking bucket. And that, my friend, is where the Real Challenge begins. Let's dig deeper. Now, here's the part most folks never see coming. You could be doing everything right. Eating your eggs, grilling your fish, even snacking on nuts between meals. But despite all that effort, you're still losing strength. Still feeling tired. Still watching your arms and legs shrink slowly, like the air's being let out of you. And the question comes up, why am I getting weaker when I'm eating enough? That's not just frustrating. It's scary. But here's the truth no one talks about. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can actually use. You see, as we age, our stomachs don't work the way they used to. The acid levels drop. Digestive enzymes slow down. And that once powerful digestive system, it starts to miss things. It's like trying to cook a big pot of stew with just a tiny flame underneath. The ingredients are there, but they're not breaking down properly. So when you eat a steak or even eggs, foods that are dense with protein, your body may not absorb all that protein like it once did. It passes through without delivering the strength your muscles are crying out for. That's called protein malabsorption, And it's one of the biggest hidden challenges of aging. But here's the kicker. When people notice this weakness, what do they usually do? They eat more, larger portions, heavier meals. And unfortunately, that can backfire. Because a big, protein-heavy plate can overwhelm an aging digestive system. It leads to bloating, indigestion, and worse, nutrients still not being absorbed. That's why you need a different strategy. Not more, but smarter. Not heavier meals, but smaller, more frequent ones. Meals that deliver high-quality, easily absorbed protein in gentle doses, without taxing the body. And this is where that mystery food we're talking about shines. It doesn't just offer more protein than an egg, it offers protein that's soft on the stomach. It's smooth, it's versatile, and it works beautifully when you pair it with other light, nutritious options. So what can you do? Try spreading your protein intake across your day, breakfast, mid-morning, lunch, and early dinner. Don't rely on one giant meal to carry you through. Your body needs consistent fuel, not occasional feasts. Especially after 60. Now, I know you're curious. What's the best way to prepare this food so you get the most benefit out of every bite? Let's break that down next, because how you eat it matters just as much as what it is. Let me introduce you to Ruth. Ruth is 74, a retired nurse. Spent her whole life caring for others, but now it's her daughter caring for her. For a while, Ruth felt like her body was giving up on her. Her arms ached when folding laundry. Her legs felt heavy just walking to the mailbox. She thought, maybe this is just what getting old feels like. But her daughter had another idea. She started adding this food, just a few spoonfuls, into Ruth's soups. Nothing fancy. No expensive diets. No harsh powders or pills. Just simple, warm meals, 3 times a week. And within a month, Ruth noticed something. Her joints weren't as stiff in the morning. Her arms didn't tremble when she reached for the cupboard. She could actually carry her grocery bag again without stopping halfway. All from this one simple change. But here's the key. How you prepare this food matters just as much as eating it. This isn't a miracle food. It's a smart food. See, when you steam it or bake it, or even turn it into a soft spread, you preserve its nutrients. You make it easier for the body to digest and absorb. That means your muscles actually get the protein they need, instead of just passing it through. But when you fry it, when you drench it in oil or over-season it with salt, you break down the very compounds that make it beneficial. You turn a healing food into just another empty dish. So please, keep it simple. Keep it whole. Add it to warm soups. Mash it on whole grain toast. Blend it into a smoothie with some banana and oats. Or just eat it plain with a sprinkle of lemon. And let's not forget, this food doesn't just bring protein to the table. It's rich in iron, which carries oxygen through your blood. It's full of zinc, which helps your immune system stay strong. And it's packed with magnesium, which keeps your bones solid, your nerves calm, and your energy steady. Think about that. One food, more protein than eggs, gentler on the gut, and filled with the very minerals that aging bodies crave. But here's the problem. Most seniors either eat this food the wrong way or not at all. They skip it because it's unfamiliar or because they once had a bad version of it. Maybe it was bland. Maybe it was bitter. Maybe it was just boring. But that's not the food's fault. It's how it was prepared. And now that you know better, you can do better. Because if there's one thing we've learned on this journey, it's that tiny changes, done consistently, make the biggest difference. So the question is, what's been stopping you or your loved one from adding this into your meals? Because once you do, you just might feel strength returning where it once was lost. And yet, even with all these benefits, there's one more thing we need to talk about. Because believe it or not, most people are missing the real power of this food entirely. Let me explain why. So here's the part that might surprise you. Even with all these amazing benefits, even with the protein, the healthy fats, the muscle support, the minerals, most seniors don't eat this food at all. Well, it's not because it's hard to find. And it's not because it's expensive. It usually boils down to just three simple things: lack of knowledge, taste preferences, and habit. See, if you've been eating the same breakfast for 40 years, boiled yam, white bread, tea with sugar, it's hard to suddenly change course. Even if the change could give you your strength back. Even if the change could protect your bones and your balance. Most people don't realize they're skipping something powerful. But in truth, skipping this food is like skipping your daily strength pill, without even knowing it. And sometimes it's not just the habit. It's the first impression. Maybe you tried it once and it was bland, or bitter, or mixed into some trendy recipe that didn't sit right with your taste. But that's not this food's fault. That's just bad preparation. So here's the practical fix. Don't overcomplicate it. Mix it into foods you already know and love. Mash it on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of salt and lime. Stir it into oatmeal with some cinnamon and banana. Blend it into a smoothie with milk, nuts, and a dash of honey. Add slices into your salad, your soup, or even your rice. It doesn't need to take over the plate. Just let it be part of the plate, quietly doing its job behind the scenes. Still trying to guess what food we're talking about? Here's a final clue. Creamy, it's green, and it's used in everything from salads to sandwiches. Got it now? Yes, it's avocado. That humble green fruit sitting quietly on the supermarket shelf. But don't let its soft look fool you. Avocado, when paired with grains or legumes, can deliver up to 10 grams of complete, muscle-friendly protein per serving. That's more than an egg, and it's far easier on your digestion, especially after 60. Plus, it's rich in healthy fats that protect your heart. It has fiber to keep your digestion smooth. And it's packed with magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants, all vital for aging bodies. You can think of avocado as a multivitamin in disguise, but tastier. And yet, with all this science, all this data, we still need to pause. Because what does this really mean beyond the numbers? What does this food represent when we're talking about the people we love, the people we're trying to care for? That's what we'll talk about next. Let's go beyond nutrients and into the heart of what really matters. Watching someone you love lose their strength. It doesn't happen all at once. It's not like they fall one day and you suddenly see how fragile they are. No, it's slower than that. It's in the way they stop reaching for the high shelf. The way they grab your arm a little tighter when stepping off the curb. The way they hesitate just a moment before standing from the couch. And it's in that hesitation, that pause, that your heart quietly breaks. Because it feels like time is slipping away. Not just days and years, but moments. Moments of independence. Moments of laughter. Moments where they felt like themselves. But what if that decline isn't inevitable? What if growing old doesn't have to mean growing weaker? What if something as simple as avocado on toast 3 times a week could help restore not just muscle, but confidence? What if that one change led to better posture, stronger steps, fewer stumbles? It's not about turning back the clock. It's about slowing it down just enough to make the most of every day left. So here's what I want you to do this week: no delays. Just one swap. Pick one meal. Replace something heavy or processed with this creamy, green powerhouse. Mash it. Blend it. Stir it. Just get it on the plate. Then watch. See how they feel. See how you feel. Because sometimes, the first sign of healing isn't in the muscles, it's in the smile. There's still time. Time to rebuild. Time to nourish. Time to protect the people who once protected you. The body may age, but with care, with awareness, with a little intention, it can still thrive. And you can help make that happen. So don't wait. Strength doesn't come in leaps. It comes in small, quiet choices. Like this one. And now, let's pull it all together. So, let's take a moment to breathe and look back at what we've just uncovered together. Today, we talked about something that affects millions, but is rarely understood. We opened our eyes to sarcopenia, the silent thief of strength that creeps in after 60. We broke down the truth about protein malabsorption, how your body might not be using the nutrients you give it, especially if you're relying on heavy or hard-to-digest foods. We exposed the common misconceptions that only meat or eggs can build muscle. And we uncovered a quiet hero, a creamy green fruit, avocado, that carries more than just good taste. It delivers protein, healthy fats, essential minerals, and gentle digestion, all wrapped into a single bite. And we didn't stop there. We learned how to prepare it, how to serve it, how to use it as part of a healing journey. Because this isn't just about food, it's about dignity. It's about confidence. It's about making sure that aging doesn't have to feel like fading. So now I ask you, have you or someone you love struggled with strength or muscle loss? Have you seen those signs, that quiet shrinking, that tired shuffle, that hesitation on the stairs? And more importantly, what foods have made a difference in your journey? I want to hear your story. I read every single comment, not just because it builds our community, but because someone else, somewhere out there, might be going through the same thing, and your words could be the encouragement they need. So please, share below. And if this video gave you a new perspective, if it made you think, or made you feel seen, give it a like. And consider subscribing to Thriving Oldies, this little corner of the internet where we believe in strong bodies, full hearts, and second chances, no matter your age. We're here every week with new ways to care better, eat wiser, and live stronger. So as we wrap up today, let me just say this. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for choosing to show up for yourself or someone you love. Stay strong, stay nourished, and above all, stay thriving. I'll see you in the next one.